You're listening to another episode of the Just Go Bike podcast, powered by RAGBRAI. This is the award-winning podcast where we are all about the culture of cycling, just for the fun of it. Your hosts are Murph from the Murphology podcast and AP from Parrot Talk. With tales from all over the nation, come for the bikes, stay for the fun, and leave with a smile. And now here is Murph.
Hey, that's me.
And AP.
Hey, that's me. Well, hi, Murph.
Hello, AP.
Well, it's wonderful to see you again after what has seemed like a million years.
I know.
Over the holidays. I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah. And we are deep into 2025. I mean, it's, dare I say, it's almost time for RAGBRAI.
Yeah, it's just around the corner. And lucky for me, I'm refreshed and rejuvenated.
Yeah, and lucky for both of us, we have a special guest here at Parrot Talk Studios. Hello, guest.
Hello, ladies.
That's right. That is Mr. Matt Phippen, RAGBRAI Ride Director, with us today.
Matt Phippen in the house.
Yes, I am. I absolutely am.
How are you doing, Matt?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's crazy to think that the holiday is weeks behind us already.
Yeah.
And I think it just went too fast.
Yeah.
I really do.
And as I arrived here at Parrot Talk Studios, you were pulling your truck into the warehouse area, and it was chock full of, I mean, it wasn't Christmas gifts. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, no, we have amazing sponsors, and Casey's is, again, a sponsor this year, and they have a bunch of private label snacks.
Ooh.
And obviously, we're on the road a lot, and we snack a lot in the truck because Ann and I, we don't eat, but we do snack. And we take.
I feel like that's eating, but
it
go
is
ahead.
eating.
Okay.
But so yeah, they reached out and said, "Hey, we have 2 pallets full of our private label stuff. You want to come pick it up?" And it's like, it was beef jerky, it was cookies, it was all kinds of good stuff. Yeah,
wow.
But yeah, I filled up the truck.
I've also seen you guys in action, like when AP and I get to do drive-alongs, where you'll give out snacks to, small children or people who are fans of RAGBRAI. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we have, just stuff we've accumulated over the years, some good stuff, not the bad stuff, but it's loaded up in the truck. So if we see a little kid that, that's en route, we have playing cards and things like that I'll give out, but buttons, patches, things like that, just kind of get somebody to smile.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so we are, I guess at the time of this recording, we're a couple weeks away from when the world gets to find out the route. So how is route planning going for RAGBRAI LII?
It's good. We have a lot of curveballs this year that, we didn't expect. We do have a route, which I told you, like one of the last times we talked, that there's going to be a route. I guarantee it. We do have a route. We did have a meeting, I want to say right before Christmas, with DOT and State Patrol to kind of just check some boxes. We have a follow-up meeting the second week of February after 1 week of our travels, just to kind of check back in. But, as of right now, today, we have a route that we will announce on the 25th.
January 25th. I cannot wait.
I know you said all the holidays were over, but for me, there's still one holiday left.
There is, absolutely.
Yep.
And we've said this before, but it's we're all happily on our indoor trainers this time of year because it's so cold outside. But dare I say, January 25th is the official kickoff to RAGBRAI season.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about the RAGBRAI route announcement party that we're all looking forward to. When is it and where is it this year?
I'm going to say January 25th.
Correct.
In Waukee. So it's a different spot from us. And it's the Vibrant Music Hall.
That's right. And Murph and I have talked a little bit about what we love about the new location, but do you want to add a little bit as far as what makes this location different and cooler than where we've been in the past?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're actually in a music hall. Right?
Yeah.
So just the sound is going to be different. In the old space, you were in a massive concrete box,
cement box,
where you had to doll it up and do things where you walk in and instantly, there's posters on the wall, there's paintings and murals, 6 bars.
There's bars everywhere.
There's bars everywhere you look. Awesome restrooms that are super close. So you don't have to walk too far to get a restroom. Parking is free.
Yeah.
Which, in previous years you had to pay for parking, which, obviously that's tough. But then you walk into the space and it's 2 levels. The stage is massive. It's not as big as the Des Moines stage for Leonard Skinner, but it just reminds me it's just a massive, when you get on there, it's it's just huge, right?
Yeah.
And then it overlooks a balcony with general admission seating, 2 bars left and right. There's box seats for different groups. And then, the floor level is all tables with 3 bars. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's set up really, really cool. Ann found it. We went over, and I think we've toured it 2 or 3 times now. And every time you walk in, like something else catches your eye.
Yeah.
There's a great green room for the band. There's a great kind of a green room or staging room for us.
Yep.
VIP room, which there are VIP tickets. That's kind of this back little area.
I think it's called the Red Room.
The Red Room. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, it's just the feel is different.
I mean, it definitely feels like you are at a concert because literally you are.
Yeah.
I think the big thing too is it's 13 minutes from our office.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people are going, well, God, Waukee, with the drive, and in the grand scheme of things, like I always joke, it's 15 minutes anywhere in Des Moines. But it's actually 13 minutes from our, from HQ to that spot. So I think that's good. All signs point to like this is the new spot for us.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think, cool from us because we've been in that space for so long, and we had great partnerships there, and we didn't want to leave that space, but it's great to show some other venues some love. And draw attention to what this is, and maybe somebody will come and go, man, I've never been here before. I didn't even know this place existed.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's
definitely a step up from where we've been.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
When you look at, I don't know if you're still in the planning for this, but the actual route announcement, typically you have like the dream team that are up on stage and they show the placards with whatever the towns will be, which if you want to, give us a sneak peek, you can.
Not going to happen.
Okay, all right. Anyway, I think there's something new that you're doing this year as far as in addition to the Dream Team.
Yeah, obviously we love having Dream Team on stage. They come in their different jerseys and, they help hold the cards to show kind of overall where we're going to go. A lot of you maybe haven't heard this yet, but, we've partnered with Honor Flight. So we're working on getting, veterans and people that have been on those flights to be on stage with them. So we'll package, one of our Honor Flight members up with a Dream Teamer. We have, someone that's really close to me will be coming and being on stage too. So, to have Denny there and be on stage where he's been doing Honor Flight stuff for a long time, I think it's going to be kind of cool to see him up there and do that. But just to draw attention to truly what this is, because as I talk to people about Honor Flight, there's a lot of people that just don't have any idea it even exists.
Such a cool thing.
And it is such a neat thing to do. And, what the organization does to get these veterans to these spots, is pretty magical. And we need to help draw attention to that.
And I think I've shared this before with AP or maybe on this podcast, but I was a guardian when my dad was on the Honor Flight, and talk about a double bonus to, see him explore all of that, but then to be there too and to see a huge jet full of veterans and their guardians. It's mind blowing. So, and we do have episodes scheduled in the future where we will be talking to the Honor Flight volunteers. So it's going to be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's really fun to incorporate the community fund recipient into our route announcement like this. It's something we haven't really done too much in the past.
Yeah, and it's great to see what that number's at. For people donating, it's pretty incredible to be where we're at today with having even announced a route yet, and the amount of money that's already been raised is pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So
everyone is either at the party or they're at home wondering what the route will be. So can either of you tell us, A, how will people find out at the party, and B, how will people at home find out about the route?
Well, we're going to tell you.
Okay, let's hear it.
On the stage in person, first of all, it's a place to be. It's where you want to absorb this information because it's so exciting. And you find out immediately. We have a system where Phipp gets up on the stage and the Dream Team and the Honor Flight people will be on the stage. And each one gets a sign of a different town. And one by one, we reveal them. And they're not necessarily in order. So, don't you think one sign means something about the route until they're all revealed. And then you can put the pieces together. But that's kind of how we do it. We flip the signs one at a time. We celebrate. And then the band comes back on and we party the night away.
Yeah.
It's super, super, super fun and just really electric. It's one of my favorite nights of the year to work because it's just so exciting, and I have different photo ops that I like to do every single year, and then Murph and I we'll do a post-party live stream where we have Matt talking about his thoughts on the route, and we have different representatives from the different towns and other community members, but it's really super fun, and I forgot to say this in the part where we're talking about the new venue, but we have our own room to do these interviews in.
And it's beautiful.
And it's gorgeous, and if you have tuned into this part of the show in the past, it gets noisy, and this will sort of solve that problem.
Yep.
Where we're still in the mix, we're still a part of the fun, but you're going to be able to hear what we're saying, which is sort of the point. So,
yeah, I think, from my perspective, they're there for a reason. They want to know the route, and then they want to start, and you see it when you're on stage, the phones start lighting up because they're calling towns and, talking to buddies
and texting all their friends.
Texting friends.
Yeah.
So, they, to be quite honest, they don't care what's happening on stage. So we create this video that releases the route, and, then at the end, we cheers to RAGBRAI 52, and then beer and food, and we celebrate, right? So, going forward, like we just said, let's just make sure on stage time is just minimal, because, and the problem is maybe this year will change things, because in the big space from last year, it was always so hard to hear things.
Yes.
So if you're sitting in the crowd, you just like, what's that guy saying? Where now, because of the acoustics in the venue, we might look at it and go, man, they can actually hear us talking now, so maybe we should be on stage.
Yeah, watch what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where we create this video to show it off and release it, and then we cheers to 2025.
Yeah. And you mentioned the band a couple times. You gotta give a shout out to this band, because I feel like you have a connection to it.
Yeah, they're from the town that I live in now, and
which is
Vinton, Iowa.
Vinton, Iowa.
This band was, when I first saw them, it was at one of our Party in the Parks, like pre 4th of July celebration, and they were a bunch of young kids with their parents playing on stage. And then you fast forward in life, and one of my friends brings it up and says, "Hey, what do you think about this band?" I'm like, in my head, they're just these young kids still, but no, they're actually grown adults, and they're actually playing and doing really good things. I've never met them, so I look forward to meeting them. But yeah, they're from Vinton. The Schmidt Brothers is the name of the band. They play a little bit of everything, which I think is fantastic. One of the brothers played at the Minnesota Vikings football. Like he was playing the guitar or something, which I saw a video of.
Okay.
But so they're not these little kids that have played on stage. Actually, they're doing some really cool things. So to be able to show them some love, and the goal is you find these bands, then a town goes, man, we'd love to book them for our event, and then they're now playing on RAGBRAI. So
which is probably way back in the day, how Hairball got its name. It probably somebody saw them and said, I'm going to give them a chance on RAGBRAI, and now we would be sad if they weren't there. But.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't say. Okay. For people who can't come to the party, which is a huge bummer, we should really try to go. But we will have a live stream that's going on during the party, where you'll be seeing mostly just what's on the stage, what's happening on the stage, the announcement of the route. Now, remember, like what Matt said, it's a shortened program, so it's not going to be a lot of the hoopla that we've had in the past. It's going to be the route announcement, and then a few minutes later, it'll switch over to Murph and I interviewing people. But it won't be as long as perhaps it's been in the past, because we don't air the music part on the live stream.
Right.
But you'll be able to find it on facebook.com/RAGBRAI. That's where we live stream. And then once it's posted and the video's done, I'll upload it to our YouTube page. So if you don't have Facebook, you could watch it later.
Okay. So Matt, I hate to put you on the spot, but talking about the route, I feel like you're so close to just telling us it.
I'm so close.
Okay.
Telling my face that
but
I'm
I will
so
tell
close.
you this. I was at a function. It might have been Global Fat Bike Day. I can't recall, but literally there was a person who said to me with 100% confidence, like he knew, which I don't know if he even understands that I know you guys, but that we are taking the route up into Minnesota this year.
Really?
So, and I did the same thing. I go, oh, wow, that's
a whole nother state.
You would think a bike ride across Iowa wouldn't include Minnesota, but do you want to make a comment about that? Or
well, anytime you would leave a state and go into other states, there's a lot of things you need to start thinking about. One being State Patrol. State Patrol can't leave our state, so
Iowa DOT probably is not in Minnesota.
Yeah, so. Man, that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that, if that's a possibility, then we'll try to figure it out. But
maybe RAGBRAI 100, we could go into all the neighboring states.
That'd be cool, wouldn't
but
it?
then it would have to be like a 2-week event.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
If you look at the Tour de France, they dip into other countries.
Yeah.
So
every year.
So it's not out of the norm for us to do this. And at the end of the day, it's our ride. We can do whatever we really
Sure,
want, as
yeah.
long as the states that border us are willing to help and be a part of it. And maybe we'll see.
So you're not saying yes and you're not saying no.
I'm saying maybe we will see.
It's really funny conversation because I am known for accidentally driving to other states during the ride.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's right. You are.
I've been to all sorts of other states. I haven't been to Minnesota yet, so maybe this year, you never know. Or maybe Missouri, on the other side of the coin. I have been on accident to Nebraska and Wisconsin and Illinois.
Okay, well, before we wrap it up, one other thing that you have been known to do the last couple years, the route announcement party is at night on the 25th. And during the day, of course, is the Iowa Bike Expo. And the last couple years, you have done like a Zwift ride in the early morning. Do you think you'll be able to do that again this year, or are you busy?
Yeah, no, I think we're going to do it again this year. This will be like the third year doing
I
it.
think so.
I like getting a good workout in. My goal is to get more miles on my butt this year. So by all means, we need to do it. Whether it's a Zwift platform or a different virtual platform that we're looking at right now too, possible. But there will be some sort of event. I would guess that'll be coming out very soon on social media what we're going to do. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Okay. And speaking of Zwift, which is I guess like a platform game, so to speak, that you can follow along when you ride your bike. There's actually a RAGBRAI LII community within there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I joined. I assume it probably...
Yeah, we created that. I change just the Roman numerals every year, but we created it. Someone has RAGBRAI. Someone used the word RAGBRAI, so that they have locked that in. But we have RAGBRAI LII, and it's kind of the platform that we'll use to kind of pull things together.
Yeah.
We need to do a better job, being social on there and talking about things, but life happens. But the goal is to use that same type of channel and platform.
And it's cool because when I do rides, at the end of your ride, it'll say, do you want to save it? And do you want to make it public? And do you want to, show it off in a group? And then that's where the RAGBRAI LII comes into play. So
yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything to be part of that. It does cost money to be part of Zwift. So, but if you happen to be on Zwift, go check it out. So, And Andrea, before we go, where can people find out more information about RAGBRAI registration, about the party, about all that?
Well, they can go to ragbrai.com. It's all there. Or you can go to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, or YouTube.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you on January 25th, probably January 24th, if you host a little party here at RAGBRAI HQ.
I'll be in the house.
All right.
Well, listeners, that is it for today. We want to thank you for tuning in to listen to the Just Go Bike podcast. If you would like to contact Murph and AP with a comment about the podcast, or maybe even you have a topic in mind, you can reach us at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook and watch our intros on YouTube. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, especially if you're a fan. That is going to do it for this week. Until next time,
Just go bike.
theme song by Ryan Steer, logo by Suzanne Milosevic, produced by Kathy Murphy, social media by Andrea Parrott, intro by Pumpkin. Until next time, just go bike.